The central government of India has finally heard the voice of the middle class people. Is it true? Yes, it is absolutely true. Zero tax if your income is up to 12 lakh. It's a huge relief for the salaried people. This is Acharya. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also press the bell icon so that no other videos are missed out from your attentions. So stay tuned till the end of this video. In this video, we are going to elaborate the highlights of the budget 2025 in a clear manner. First of all, the tax slab rates under new tax regime has been revised. If your income is up to 4 lakh, then the percentage is 0%. If your income is falling under 4 lakh to 8 lakh, the tax rate is 5%. If your income is falling under 8 lakh to 12 lakh, then the tax rate is 10%. If your income is in between 12 lakh to 16 lakh, the tax rate is 15%. If your income is falling between 16 lakh to 20 lakh, the tax rate is 20%. If your income is falling between 20 to 24 lakh, the tax rate is 25%. If your income is more than 24 lakh, the tax rate is 30%. Sir, then what is the meaning of up to 12 lakh there is no tax? Correct. If your income is up to 12 lakh, then there is a concept of rebate under section 87A. Earlier, it was only 7 lakh under old new tax regime. Then it has been enhanced to 12 lakh. If your income is 12 lakh, you need to file your income tax return, but you need not to pay any single amount to the income tax government. So as per section 87A, only for new tax regime, if your income is up to 12 lakh, then there is no tax liability for you. There is no tax burden for you. This is the wonderful step that is being taken by the government of India. It is a huge relief for the middle class people. Suppose if you are a salaried people, then there is a concept of standard deduction. If you are coming for a new tax regime, there is a standard deduction of 75,000. That means if your salary is 12.75 lakh, then you will get the 75,000 standard deduction as a standard deduction. Then the gross total income would be 12 lakh. Then once your income reaches 12 lakh, then the rebate would be applicable under section 87A, as I have already told. So and then that means no need to pay any single amount to the government of India if you come for new tax regime. If you are coming for old tax regime, then the older rate would be applicable as such, and rebate also would be applicable if your income is just 5 lakh if you opt for old tax regime. So the rebate is as follows: 60 if you come for new tax regime under the proposed the budget, the 60,000 or the actual tax liability, whichever is lower. If you are coming for old tax regime, then the 12,500 or the actual tax liability, whichever is lower. One more thing under 87A, it clearly specifies that the 12 lakh rupees should be containing only of normal income. It should be excluding of the special income like capital gain, short-term capital gain under section 112A, 111A, 112. That is a long-term capital gain if you sell the land and property. The 12 lakh should be excluding this much of income. If you are having only the long-term capital gains, then the rebate would not be applicable under new tax regime. Whereas if you are opting for old tax regime, then that would be adjustable except section 112A long-term capital gain. There's changes that has been introduced in this budget. If you are thinking, sir, what is the benefit to the government by making up to 12 lakh there is no tax? I will explain you. Because if there is no tax up to 12 lakh, then for the middle class people there will be more money saving. When there is a more money saved, then they would spend a lot. Their purchasing power would be increased. Indirectly, India's GDP would be increasing. If the purchasing power of the people is increasing, then obviously the government of India is improving a lot in terms of GDP, in terms of purchasing power, in terms of per capita income, like, and they would purchase more, and indirectly they would pay indirectly to the government by way of GST, right? This is the main purpose of our government of India. They need to focus in this budget only for middle class people. This is the second renowned changes that has been introduced in this budget. Then earlier there was used to and there is a concept of updated return under ITRU under section 13980. Up to only for last 2 years you can file your income tax return, but from this budget 2025 it is clearly mentioned that you can file up to last 4 years income tax return. But if you file within 12 months from the end of the relevant assessment year, then you need to pay 25% extra of the tax or interest. If you file within after 12 months but within 24 months from the end of the relevant assessment year, then the additional tax liability would be 50% of the tax and interest. If you file after 24 months but before 36 months, then the additional tax rate would be 60% of the tax as well as the interest. If you file after 36 months but before 48 months, that is before 4 years, then the additional tax rate would be the 70% of the tax rate and with interest. This is the renowned change that has been introduced in this budget. There is more changes in terms of TDS also. Number first sections. Earlier, if you are a resident senior citizen, if you have made any fixed deposit in a bank, if your interest income, FD interest is up to 50,000, then bank will not deduct the TDS under section 194A at the rate of 10%. If it crosses 50,000, then the whole amount, for example, if you receive the 60,000 as an income, then 60,000 का 10% होता है 6,000. They are deducting 6,000 as a TDS and balance 54,000 they used to pay to you. But from financial year, from this budget, the 50,000 threshold limit has been enhanced to ₹1 lakh. If you are receiving 1 lakh rupees as interest from your FD interest, then bank would not be supposed to deduct the TDS under this section, that is 194A at the rate of 10%. For others means not a senior citizen or a non-resident. Earlier, the 40,000 was the threshold limit. Then from this budget 2025, this limit has been enhanced to 50,000. That means if you are in FD interest as a non-senior, as a non-resident, up to 50,000, then the bank is not required to deduct the TDS. Then you will get entire 50,000 in your pocket. The second TDS major changes is 194I, that is TDS on rent paid. Earlier, the threshold limit was 2.4 lakh. If your rent payability is up to 2.4 lakh, then the TDS was not applicable. But the threshold limit has been enhanced from this budget to 2.4 lakh in a previous year to 6 lakh per annum, that is 50,000 per month. If you are paying 50,000 per month or 6 lakh in a year, then TDS would not be applicable. You are not supposed to deduct the TDS under section 194I from the latest budget of 2025. Okay, then the last changes under TDS is 194J. That is, earlier the threshold limit was 30,000. If you are paying professional charges to the chartered accountants or advocates for your business purpose, the TDS rate would not be applicable if you are paying up to 30,000. If you crosses 30,000, then the TDS rate would be applicable 10%. But from this budget 2025, that threshold limit has been enhanced to 50,000. So this is the major change that has been introduced in terms of TDS. Okay. Then many of you having the doubt in your mind. So this budget would be applicable from which year? I will again specifically say this budget would be applicable from the financial year from the April 2025 onwards. The second doubt, major people having second doubt. Sir, my income is 13 lakh. Up to 12 lakh, I will not need to pay a single amount to the government. The rebate would be applicable. Rebate means discount. That means only for 1 lakh I need to pay the tax. No, this is absolutely wrong. If they would have told 0 to 12 lakh the 0%, then this would be correct. Why they have mentioned 0 to 4, 0%, 4 to 8, 5%, 8 to 12, 10%? Why they have mentioned? Correct. That means if your income crosses the 12 lakh rebate threshold limit, then you need to pay the taxes initially from the beginning only. That is 0 to 4 lakh 0%, 4 to 8 lakh 5%, 8 to 12 lakh 10%, 12 to 13 lakh, that the difference is 1 lakh on that 15%. I hope you're understanding. Finally, this is the wonderful budget. I would suggest this would be helpful for the common people, that is middle class people, and many people are enjoying with this new budget. So if you are earning 1 lakh per month income also, then you are not worried about the tax liability. That is absolutely free. But the condition is if you want to opt for new tax regime, old or new tax regime. That is a major condition that you need to keep in your mind. So this is all about the budget 2024 highlights. If you found this video very helpful, please press the like button, also comment in the below with your thoughts. And also lastly, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also share this video to the n number of income tax payers so that it would be helpful for them also. So signing off, CF Acharya. Have a nice day. Bye bye.